What's up guys, welcome back. If you are new to this channel, my name is Dinul Perera and I'm a software engineering undergraduate of Java Institute, and in the recent days I started making YouTube videos, and in these videos I share content which is mostly regarding the field of software engineering, which includes programming languages which I will be discussing. In the recent future I will discuss languages like Java, Python, C#, C++, PHP, Go, programming languages like that, and plus I will be discussing stuff in the robotic field, which includes like Arduino projects and Raspberry Pi projects and very cool stuff like that. So if you are interested in the software engineering field, this is the channel for you. So you can hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you will be notified by the latest content of this channel. So in this video series where we discuss database management system questions, I will be discussing both the question and the answer step by step how I am going to do it. So here in this video I am going to discuss question number 10 of the DBMS question series. So let's check out what we have. So in this question what I am supposed to do is first I'll read the question, then I'll jump on to the answer. So the question says Graphically Central College was the only active school in the area during the war season. So during the war season there is only one active school, and that school contains only 15 students. So there are only five teachers including the principal of the school, and the principal had decided to mark the attendance of the students at the assembly itself. So it's easy for the attending process. So but they are asking us to develop the database for this attendance, and they have given the list of all the students. So there are only 15 students, so not a big school. That means about in big schools they have about 1,500 students, but here we have only 15 because this is a rural school. And also in addition to the table of the students, we have, I think, yes, we must design a relational database for this attending software. We have to develop a relational database because these village, grade and transport are connected to the main table using foreign keys, and we can see that because this according to the let's check the first entry. Saman Kumara's grade is 6. Saman Kumara's grade is 6. 6 means from the ID we can tell he is in grade 11. So this is the IDs they have from the relevant tables, and we have 3 queries which we should enter, and let's see how this question works. Let's take it up on the MySQL Workbench this time. Now we have the MySQL Workbench. I am going to start a new model. I go to File and click on New Model. Okay. So in the question, our first task is creating a database called HeidiSQL_school. So let's see how we are going to do it. You just have to double click on MyDB, this default name, and change it to values. Yeah, this is how it goes. And I'll click on Add Diagram. You just have to double click on Add Diagram, and you will get this interface. So now I am inside the database. Now I have to design the tables. So I'll just yes. Now if you want to design a table, you can use these icons to design your database. You can use these icons to design your database. So once if you want a table on the interface, you just have to click on this icon and just click it once. Then click the position where you want the table. I just say it's here at the middle. So a table a table package appears on the interface. So once you double click on the package, you get the properties of the table. So the first table I am going to design is the student table. Then I have to design the grade table, the village table and the transport table. So let's first design the student table. The student table. And the first column is the number. And I will give it auto increment. They haven't specified us with any specifications for the column, so I am going to design my own specifications. So since they haven't break down this name onto first name and last name, I'll just keep it as it is. So my second column is name. And my next column is birthday. I'll select it as date of birth. So date of birth comes under the data type of date. And the first name, if you want, you can break down this to first underscore name. And last underscore name. That is the first name and the last name. So I'll just drag this to this column. So you have number, first name, last name, and DOB. That means the date of birth. And then you have the grade, village, and transport. These are not like you don't have to put them. Once I connect the tables using relationships, these columns will automatically be created due to the relationships. So now what I have to do is creating the other tables. So I'll put three more tables on the interface. Okay, now we have 3 more tables. Let's design one by one. So our first table, I'm just going to double click on this. Then I have the features of the table. So my first property is ID. So this table name is grade. First column is ID. Auto increment. Once I activated auto increment, you automatically activates the primary and the not null features. Then my next property is grade. Grade, I don't have to put much characters. The grade is an integer, so I'll activate the data type integer. So that's it for the grade table. Just read the size of it. Then I'll double click on table 2. Then I have the village. So first I have the ID, so increment, then I have the village. Next I have the transport. Name is transport. And the name is still ID, but I will give the name for the column as transport underscore method transport method. So there's one important thing you should remember. It's better if you don't leave any spaces behind names, column names, because as a practice it is better if you put an underscore when you separate names of the column. So say you have transport method. In this transport method, don't type transport space password. Type like this, transport underscore method. So it becomes one term, but for us we can distinguish that. Okay, so I'll close this property page, and now I have 3 tables like this. I have 3 tables like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the relationships. So one student. So there can be a lot of students in the same grade, but when you take one student, you have only one grade. So the relationship is one to many. So you start from this side, then connect to this side. So when you take one student, that one student has only one village. But when you take one village, many students can have the same village. So it goes like this. So the next relationship, many students can have the same transport method, but a student can transport from only one method. So the transport goes like this. So this is how you connect the tables, connect the subtables onto the main table student. So now what we have to do is entering data onto the tables. So now what I have to do is I have to forward engineer onto the server. So just keep on clicking next. You have the DDL queries here. So just wait until the process is executed. So once you close, now it is saved on the server. Now you can observe it from using the HeidiSQL software. So once I click on refresh, and I have the Graphically school database. So once I click on it, I have all the tables here. So I click on student table. You have the details of the student table. So now I have to enter data. Okay, I'll just enter the first data, and I'll show you how to enter the first row of the data columns. So I'll just share the screen like this. So my first value is, so I don't have to put any values because it has a property of auto increment. So once I put on an entry, once I give an entry, it automatically assigns a value. Sahan Kumara, and the birthday is 2005-03-12. Then the grade is 6. Grade 6. First, okay, there's some small mistake that I did. First, when you are entering data in a relational database, first enter data onto the tables. Which, now this is the main table. So without entering data onto the main table, enter data onto the sub tables. Okay. First I'll enter data onto the sub tables. It's very easy. Grade 6, and the next is 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so there are only 6 entries, and in the transport table, the first column I have to add is 1, that is father here, Then on, I'll just quickly add the next rows. So in the same way I added the next few rows. Then I have the transport table. So okay, this is the village table. Now this table with the data onto the transport table. Okay, sorry about that guys, just let me some understanding. And then I have the village table. Village table, it's very easy. I just have to give the ID name as 1. I have so I'll just quickly make up the table like this. Okay, that's the village table. So now is the hard part. Now I have to enter data onto the student table. Now let's see how we are going to enter those data. So first I'll write this down here. Then I'll add my first column. As the number is primary, as the number is primary and automatic, I don't have to give any values. The date of birth is 2005, 03 and 12. Then the grade I have grade 6. Then I have the village. Village is 1, that is first one, Padavia. Then I have the transport method. Transport method is first one, that means by bus. So now what we have to do is we have to enter data like this onto the other columns. Now I'll quickly show it how that turns out. Okay, so that's how I entered all the data. So in the same way I entered data onto the first row, I entered data onto the other rows in the same way. And you just have to select all the details which you have connected from the relational database. Since these are related, you only have to select it from the available options. Now we have a small set of queries we can do very easily. But in this question it's not that much easy. I have to explain you about join queries and subqueries. So in this question I am supposed to do these 3 queries. After you created the database, the principal wants you to check your database for bugs. So he wants to check my database for bugs, and he has given me some scenarios whether I get the wanted products from the database. And here I'll go to the query section. Since I have to type the queries, I'll just delete the whole thing. And join queries, I have 3 types of join queries. I have actually 4 types: left join, right join, full outer join, and the inner join. So I usually use the inner join. So select all students who study in grade 6. Okay, so select from capital level school dot student inner join. Inner join means I am connecting another table. I am connecting the grade column. Capital level school dot in that database I have the grade column. On means I am giving the condition of the connection. Which condition I am going to give. So on this connection I have in the student table I have the grade ID, and that should be equal to, when you are mentioning a column, it's better if you use the grade buzzer. And in the grade table I have the ID, so these two should be equal. Now I'll give all here, so it gives me all the columns. So once I execute this, it gives me all the details. It gives me all the details of the students, and it connects Now this part I have right here is the village table. This part is the whole rest of the student table. Now what I am going to do is I am going to give a condition where grade equal 6. Okay. Now once I execute this, it gives me all the details of the students who are in grade 6. So that's the answer for our first question. It says select all students who study in grade 6, and using join query I explain how I am going to get those details. Okay. Next one, select birthdays of students. Select the birthdays. I am supposed to select the birthdays of students who come from Padaviye and by bus. First I have to select the birthdays, and next I have to select the students who have come from Padaviye. Then next I have to select the students who have come from bus, and the intersection I have to get the result. And the special thing is I am not supposed to use join queries because they haven't mentioned anything about join queries. Okay. Then we have a concept called subqueries. So you can use the concept of subqueries to enter data, search data like this. You can use the concept of subqueries. So let's see how it works. So I'm going to delete the whole thing and select. So I am selecting the DOB. Selecting. First I'll get all the details, then I'll pick out the DOB. Select all from. Select all from Graphically school dot student where the village should be Padaviye, and he should travel by bus, and he had to be village underscore ID equal. It has only one ID, so I give equal, and I open a pair of brackets. Then I tell select ID from Graphically school dot village where village equal Padaviye. So once I execute this, it says there's an error. Yes, so there's no semicolon here. I have mistakenly put that. So once I run query, it gives me all the details where the village ID is equal to the ID which is supposed to give the village Padaviye. As you can see, the village Padaviye is the first one. The village Padaviye gives the ID 1. So it gives all the students who has the village ID 1. And then, so not only Padaviye, I have to select and the transport ID should be equal to, I open a pair of brackets, select ID from Graphically school dot transport where transport underscore method equal bus. Okay, so let's see what happens when I run the query. So it gives me all the details of the students who travel by bus, both who travel by bus and who has the village as part of here. Now I don't need all the details, I need only the DOB, that is the date of birth. So once I enter that column here and if I run the query, it gives me all the date of birth of the students who come from Padariya and travel by bus. So that's the answer. This is the answer for question number 2. Okay. So now let's check on the answer for the last question. It gives us select names of the students who study at grade 9 and come from Mihintale on foot. So we have certain things to do. Now here in the third question I'm supposed to select the names. That means the first name and the last name who study at grade 9 come from Mihintale on foot. Okay, now I can do small amendments to the this one as well. So I need only the first underscore name, comma, last underscore name from Graphically school. Their village ID is equal to Mihintale. In the village section I have Mihintale, here MB is capital. So we have to get the exact values, Mihintale and transport ID. According to the transport method, if he travels by foot, I will give here foot. Okay. Now once I run this query, let's see what happens. So it gives me the first and last name of all the students who come from Mihintale on foot. Okay. So this is the answer for the final question of this question. That means in the question number 10, this is the answer for the final question. So I'll meet you guys in the next video. That means in the next video I'm going to discuss the next question. We have a small question for the next question. So I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye guys.